Hey everybody, Mike here. Time for another video. Here with my trusty sidekick Sonic. He's lounging around on the shelf there looking to knock a plan off. Try to get a few things done tonight. I got all those trains up last night. I skipped on the three-wheeler that I had. By the time I got the listing ready, it was pretty late, so I decided to let that thing go to today, till today. It's about 7, 7:15 now. I'll probably put it up in about an hour. Be a good time for the East Coast viewers to bid on it when it ends next week. Got a few things here, a few Hot Wheels, a lot of Playmobil items, some Welcome Back Cotter cards, nothing real special here. This little, what is this thing, Simplicity? I think it's made by Erdal or something. Let me see here. No, Scale Models? Yeah, anyway. I saw one of those go off at $50-some. I couldn't believe it, but I don't think I'll get that much. I think that was an anomaly. I'm thinking more like 20-some. But anyway, got a few odds and ends to get listed. Hey, cut it out, cat. Hey. Psst. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, this cat's getting on my nerves. Cut it out. Cut it out. Sorry, guys. This is going to be a wonderful video, being that I don't do much editing. Anyway. What I want to talk about today a little bit is money management. You don't hear that talked about a whole lot, and a couple important things you should think about. Alright. And mainly, one is having deep pockets, and number two is being able to pull the trigger at auctions even when you spend a good bit of money. Sorry, my hands are shaking here. I think I must need dinner or something. And what I mean by deep pockets is have yourself a lot of working capital. If you got $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000 sitting around in your account, you don't have to worry a whole lot about missing out on things. In this business, you'll find that out of the blue, when you least expect it, some opportunity will present itself, and you better have money there to take advantage of it. There's a whole lot of things left on the table when you don't have the money. I see that at auctions pretty frequently. People who spend a lot of money right up front and then they suddenly shut down. You can tell they don't have deep pockets, and you don't want to do that. If you know an item's going to bring you money, you keep buying and keep buying, and you shouldn't have to worry about whether or not you have money in the bank to handle that. And that's sort of segues into the next issue, which is whether or not you spent a lot of money previously at this auction you're at. It should be irrelevant. Let me put this more simply. A lot of times, and I even struggle with this myself sometimes, I'll go to an auction and it looks like it's going to be a good auction. You sit down, you start spending money. It's, a quarter of the way into the auction, you've already dropped $1,000, and suddenly when you start bidding, in the back of your mind you're thinking, boy, I've spent a lot of money. And halfway through the auction, 3/4 of the way through the auction, you're thinking, man, I bet I've spent $2,000. Yet there's still a lot of good stuff you want to bid on. Yeah, you stop pulling the trigger a little bit, you lighten up, you're thinking, well, I've already got a lot of stuff, I don't want to spend too much money. And you got to stop thinking like that. That's a good way to leave a lot of money on the table. Whether or not you spent money previously is completely irrelevant. The only thing that's relevant is whether or not that particular item you're bidding on is worth it. If it's going to make you money, buy it. It doesn't matter if you've already spent $5,000, which have to be a heck of a lot. But anyway, it doesn't matter what you spend. Is that item you're bidding on right now worth the money? Keep buying. And I think of a quick story where I was really kicking myself, where I didn't follow my own advice. This was last year. I was at an auction. I spent about $2,000. It was already towards the end of the auction, and a lot of these old steam engines came up. They're the kind you use little, I think they're little like Keno, I don't know what your candles, whatever you call them. Anyway, they sit under it. It's actually an operating steam engine, a little miniature model steam engine. They had about 40 of these things. I wound up getting about 15. And inexplicably, halfway through them auctioning these steam engines, I just started laying off. I just kept thinking, my gosh, I'm dumping a lot of money on these things. And of course, I knew they were worth a lot more than what they were going for. And I started listing these things, and I was just making a killing. I mean, I think the most I paid for one was $30. A lot of them were going around $20, $25. And on eBay, I was getting, the very cheapest I would get would be $50, $60. The higher end ones were going $180. So I left a lot of money on the table because I didn't follow my own advice. You know, it should be completely irrelevant what you've already spent at any given auction. What's relevant is whether or not the item that you are bidding on right now is going to make you money. And if it is, you buy it. And you count yourself blessed. You know, I try to, if I can double my money, I'm feeling pretty good about an auction. And if I spend 500 bucks, make 500 bucks, that's great. But you spend 2 or 3,000, you make 2 or 3,000, that's even better. So when you start dumping lots of money at an auction, instead of feeling like, oh crap, I'm spending a lot of money, you should feel like, hot dog, man, I'm getting a lot of stuff. You're really building your inventory, and you should be really happy about that. So anyway, that's it, man. Just have deep pockets. Keep a lot of cash reserves so you can pull the trigger when you need to pull the trigger. And remember, when you're at those auctions or yard sales, it doesn't matter what you've already spent that day. What matters is whether or not the item you're currently looking at or bidding on is going to bring you the money. If it does, buy it and consider yourself blessed. Take care, everybody.